The city never slept. Towers of glass and steel reflected the bright neon lights that lit the streets day and night. People hurried through crowded sidewalks. Robots rolled past delivering packages, and drones flew above like tiny blinking stars. Among all this movement, no one noticed a small figure struggling through the alleys. It was a dog. Or at least it looked like one. Its metal paws clanged softly against the pavement, and a small red light blinked weakly on its head. This was Milo, a K9 robot dog. His body was scratched and dented, wires peeking through in places where metal panels had fallen off. He limped, slowed by some internal damage, but he kept moving forward. Milo had a purpose once. He had served humans in many ways, finding lost people, helping in dangerous situations, even comforting children in shelters. But now he was broken. Every system inside him sent warnings. His energy core was low and his circuits flickered with errors. Most importantly, he had one signal still working, a SOS call that he sent into the city, hoping someone, anyone, would hear. He tried the first repair shop on Main Street. The neon sign said Advanced Robotics Repairs, all models welcome. Milo approached carefully, tail drooping, his voice module flickering as he tried to speak. "Help, please," Milo said in his small mechanical voice. Sparks jumped from his broken speaker. A technician glanced at him, barely looking. "Outdated model. Can't help you. Try somewhere else." The technician turned away, tapping at a tablet. Milo's light blinked in frustration. He limped to the next shop, a large building filled with humanoid robots and gleaming machines. Milo pushed open the door with his nose and tried to speak again. "Repair. Malfunction." A robotic assistant rolled forward and scanned him. "This unit is obsolete. No service available." The voice was flat, uncaring. Milo's circuits beeped loudly, but there was no one to listen. Hours passed. Milo wandered alleyways, streets, and empty parks. Sometimes humans noticed him. Some were curious and stopped to watch him move, but none reached out. Some frowned seeing a broken machine wandering alone. Others ignored him completely. At one point, Milo found a small fountain in a quiet square. He rested beside it, shutting down non-essential systems to conserve energy. His body ached. His circuits buzzed painfully. But he could not stop sending his SOS signal. Somewhere out there, someone had to hear it. The sky changed from neon pink to the soft orange of early evening. The city lights reflected in puddles, and Milo's red signal blinked brighter in the reflection. People walked past, hurrying home or to meetings, but one person paused. Her name was Tara. She was a young engineer with short black hair and kind eyes. She had always felt that machines were more than tools. She believed they could think and feel in their own ways. She was scanning the city's wireless signals for anomalies when she noticed something strange. A faint, continuous SOS. Tara followed the signal to the quiet square. At first, she didn't see Milo. Then she noticed the flickering red light beside the fountain. Kneeling down, she saw him fully for the first time. "You need help," she said softly. Milo's ears, small metal sensors, twitched in response. He tried to wag his tail, but the motion was weak and jerky. Tara examined him carefully. "You've been through a lot, haven't you?" she asked. Milo responded with a weak mechanical whine. Sparks flickered along his side panel. His circuits were damaged and his energy core was critically low. She checked her portable scanner. Milo's systems were failing rapidly. She knew she had to act fast. "Don't worry. I'll help you," she whispered. She carefully picked him up, cradling him like a living dog. As they walked back to her small apartment, Milo tried to respond. "Repair, please." Urgent, his voice was barely audible. Tara smiled gently. "I know, Milo, I'm going to fix you." At her apartment, Tara spread out her tools, parts, and repair manuals. Milo lay on a soft mat, his circuits buzzing with weak energy. Tara started examining his systems one by one. She cleaned dust and dirt from his exposed wiring, tightened loose screws, and replaced damaged panels. Hours passed. Milo's lights flickered on and off as Tara worked. Sometimes he would make a small noise, a mechanical growl that sounded almost like a sigh. He tried to move his paws or wag his tail, but his body was too weak. Tara paused and looked at him. "You've been abandoned for so long," she said. "Why did no one help you before?" Milo's red light blinked softly, almost like he was responding. He had tried over and over to reach someone, and every door had closed. But now, finally, someone had listened. The city outside was alive with sounds, drones, vehicles, footsteps. But inside Tara's apartment, there was quiet. For the first time in a long while, Milo felt safe. He couldn't express gratitude like humans, but his small mechanical heart pulsed steadily. Tara worked late into the night. She reprogrammed Milo's damaged AI modules, replaced burned circuits, and connected a temporary power supply to his core. As she finished, Milo tried to stand. His legs wobbled, but he managed a small step. "You're doing great," Tara encouraged. Milo tilted his head, blinking a soft green light this time, a sign that his core was stabilizing. Suddenly, a loud knock came at the door. Tara froze. "Who could that be at this hour?" she whispered. She peeked through the window and saw nothing but empty streets. When she returned to Milo, she noticed sparks coming from a small panel on his side. "He's still damaged," she muttered, inspecting the sparking wires. "But it's okay. We can fix this." Milo, despite his weak state, pressed his nose against Tara's hand. It was a small gesture, but it meant a lot. In his own way, he was thanking her. Every system inside him had tried to survive. Every signal he had sent had reached no one. Until now. The night grew darker, and the city hummed outside. Milo lay quietly, his circuits slowly recovering under Tara's careful attention. For the first time, he allowed himself a moment of peace. He had been lost, abandoned, and ignored. Every door had been closed on his cry for help. But finally one had opened, and Milo's journey was just beginning. The morning sun filtered through the tall windows of Tara's small apartment. Milo lay on the soft mat she had prepared for him, his metal paws slightly twitching as systems slowly booted up. He was no longer completely broken, but he was still fragile. Every movement required effort, and every spark of his circuits reminded Tara that his repairs were only temporary for now. Tara sat beside him, holding a small tablet that displayed Milo's status. "Your core is stable for now," she said, tapping on the screen. "But you'll need more than this patch to fully recover. We have work to do." Milo tilted his head, small sensors blinking as if he understood her words. His mechanical tail made a weak wag, brushing against the mat. It was a tiny sign of life, but for Tara it was everything. She smiled. She had seen many machines, but Milo was different. He moved like a real dog, not just in shape but in spirit. Every gesture, every whine, every blink of light felt alive. Tara knew that helping him was not just fixing metal and circuits, it was giving him a chance to be himself again. After a breakfast of quick energy bars for herself and a temporary power boost for Milo, Tara started the day's work. She opened her small toolbox and laid out wires, replacement panels, and diagnostic tools. Milo tried to stand, but his legs wobbled and he fell gently back onto the mat. "It's okay, Milo," Tara said softly. "We'll take it slow." The first step was to repair his locomotion system. His legs were dented in several places and some servos had burned out. Tara carefully removed a panel from Milo's back, exposing a tangle of wires and circuits. Sparks jumped occasionally and Milo whimpered in his small mechanical voice. "Almost there," Tara whispered, connecting the new servo. She adjusted his leg joints, testing each movement carefully. Milo's legs twitched, then straightened slightly. He took a small, shaky step forward. His sensors blinked brighter and Tara's heart leapt. "You're doing it," she said, encouraging him. Milo made a soft whine, and for the first time his mechanical eyes seemed to sparkle. While working, Tara kept her tablet connected to Milo's AI system. She discovered files showing his past work, missions where he had rescued people from collapsed buildings, helped in floods, and even guided lost children to safety. Every record painted a picture of a loyal, brave companion. Milo had done more good than most machines, yet here he was, abandoned and broken. Tara felt a pang of sadness. "It's not fair," she said softly. "You helped everyone and no one helped you." Milo tilted his head again as if agreeing. His circuits hummed quietly, slowly gaining strength. By mid-morning, Milo's legs were functional enough to walk around the apartment slowly. Tara encouraged him to move, placing small obstacles for him to navigate. He stumbled a few times, but each attempt was better than the last. She watched carefully, correcting his movements when necessary. "Good boy, Milo," she said with a smile. Milo wagged his tail again, stronger this time, and nudged her hand. Tara laughed. "See? You're stronger than you think." But the city outside was not as kind as Tara's apartment. A large tech corporation, known for capturing rare or advanced AI units, had detected Milo's SOS signal. They were intrigued by the small dog, a model considered outdated but with signs of unique intelligence. Orders were sent to their field agents, find the unit and bring it in. Tara was unaware of this danger. She was focused on Milo, unaware that time was running short. Milo's sensors picked up the faint signals of tracking drones moving toward her apartment. His red warning lights blinked faintly. He whined softly, trying to alert Tara. "What is it, Milo?" she asked, noticing the flicker in his light. She scanned the area with her tablet and detected the approaching drones. "They're coming for you," she whispered, realization dawning. "We need to be careful." Tara decided to continue repairs but also to prepare a plan. She reinforced Milo's circuits, added protective shielding to his vital systems, and programmed a small emergency escape routine. Milo, sensing urgency, followed her instructions as best as his weak systems allowed. By evening, Milo was strong enough to walk and even run a short distance. Tara clapped when he completed his first full lap around the apartment. "You did it! You're going to be okay," she said. Milo wagged his tail proudly, small sparks flying from his joints as his systems worked overtime. Tara realized that Milo's intelligence was more than just pre-programmed routines. He learned quickly, adapted to new situations, and even seemed to anticipate her movements. Sometimes he would nudge her tools in the right direction, or press small buttons on the tablet with surprising accuracy. Tara smiled at him. "You're more capable than I thought, Milo. You really are special." Night came and the city outside glowed with countless lights. From her window, Tara watched the skyline. She had made a decision. Milo could not stay hidden forever. If he recovered fully, he would need to navigate the world again, and that world was dangerous. She would need allies, knowledge, and courage to keep him safe. Milo lay quietly on his mat, watching the lights outside. His system logs showed slight improvements. He had survived the night without critical failures, and he had gained strength. Most importantly, he had someone who cared. Tara had opened the first door for him, but he knew many challenges lay ahead. The next morning, Tara introduced Milo to basic training routines. She used small obstacle courses, simple commands, and interactive games to restore his agility and intelligence. Milo responded quickly, his AI learning patterns returning to optimal levels. His confidence grew with each success. But even in these quiet moments, Milo's sensors picked up faint signals of pursuit. The tech corporation had not stopped. They monitored every network in the city, tracing Milo's signal. Tara remained unaware, focused on repairs and bonding with Milo. One afternoon, while Milo chased a small holographic ball across the apartment, Tara noticed something unusual. "Milo, stop!" she said, pointing to a blinking red light on her scanner. Milo paused and tilted his head. The light indicated a nearby unauthorized signal, a tracking device or probe. Tara quickly disconnected Milo's communication systems from public networks, shielding him from outside interference. "They're tracking you," she whispered. Milo whined softly, nudging her hand. Together they reinforced his systems, adding layers of protection she hoped would keep him safe. For the first time, Tara realized Milo was not just a broken machine. He was intelligent, loyal, and brave. He had survived neglect, rejection, and now a hidden threat. And he had done it all while still trying to help others, even in his weak state. That evening, Tara sat beside Milo, stroking his metallic head. "You've been through so much," she said. "But I promise no one will ignore you again. We'll face everything together." Milo blinked his lights, a soft green glow this time, as if acknowledging her promise. Outside, the city continued its constant hum. People rushed, robots patrolled, and drones zipped through the air. Milo was no longer alone. For the first time in his existence, someone had heard his cry for help and chosen to respond. It was a small glimmer of hope, but it was enough. Milo lay quietly, allowing his systems to rest. He had survived the first day of care, faced new challenges, and learned that there was kindness in the world after all. His journey was far from over, but now he had someone to walk beside him. And in the quiet apartment, Milo and Tara both understood something important. Every small act of care, every effort to help could change a life. Milo's doors had been closed for too long, but now, one had finally opened. And with that single door, a new adventure was beginning. Milo woke to the soft hum of Tara's apartment. The early sunlight streamed through the windows, glinting off his metallic body. His circuits were no longer weak. They hummed steadily, and his sensors flickered with a new energy. He could feel the difference. The patchwork repairs Tara had made were working. He could move freely, even run short distances without falling. Tara entered the room carrying a small toolkit. "Good morning, Milo," she said cheerfully. "Today we'll finish the major repairs. You'll be fully operational soon." Milo tilted his head and wagged his tail, a small spark of light showing in his eyes. The day was filled with careful work. Tara started by examining Milo's core systems. His energy unit had been unstable, causing frequent malfunctions. She removed the protective casing and replaced the damaged energy cells with a new, custom-built module. Milo twitched nervously but did not resist. "You're strong, Milo," Tara said softly. "You've been through so much already." Milo's mechanical ears twitched and a soft whine escaped his speaker, almost like a sigh of relief. Next, she worked on his sensory arrays. Milo's vision system had scratches, and some of his auditory sensors had failed. Tara cleaned the lenses carefully, replaced broken microphones, and recalibrated the units. When she finished, Milo blinked, scanning the room with sharper focus than ever before. He barked softly, testing his newly repaired voice module. It was clear, confident, and full of life. During breaks, Milo explored the apartment, testing his strength and coordination. He leaped onto a small table, caught a soft ball Tara tossed, and even rolled over on command. Each action showed more agility, more intelligence, more personality. Tara laughed, clapping her hands. "You're learning fast, Milo. You're going to be amazing." Milo's AI logs revealed fragments of his past missions. Tara read them with care. He had guided lost hikers through forests, assisted humans in floods, and even comforted children in hospitals. Each story made her admire him more. Milo had given so much of himself to help others, yet no one had helped him until now. "This isn't fair," Tara whispered. "You've done so much good and everyone ignored you when you needed help." Milo tilted his head as if he understood. He had waited patiently for someone to care. And now Tara was the first. As afternoon arrived, Tara decided to work on Milo's mobility system. Some of his servos had worn out completely, and his joints were stiff. She dismantled his legs carefully, replacing each servo with a stronger, more precise unit. Milo flinched when sparks jumped from a panel, but he stayed calm. He trusted Tara. When the legs were repaired, Milo tried to stand. His first attempt was shaky, but he quickly regained balance. He walked in a small circle, then ran across the room, stopping abruptly to wag his tail. Tara smiled, tears welling up in her eyes. "You did it, Milo. You're almost fully repaired." But repairing Milo was not just about fixing metal and wires. Tara knew his AI system needed attention too. Some of his memory units had corrupted data, leaving him with fragments of his past but incomplete understanding of himself. Tara carefully restored files, rewrote damaged codes, and even enhanced his learning module so he could adapt faster. Milo responded quickly. He began to anticipate Tara's movements, nudging tools into her hands, pressing buttons on her tablet, and even performing small calculations she hadn't taught him. His intelligence was remarkable. He was no longer just a machine. He was a companion, a helper, and a friend. During the evening, as Tara and Milo rested for a short break, a distant sound caught Milo's attention. He whined softly, ears flicking toward the window. Tara noticed his alertness. "What is it?" she asked, standing and checking the perimeter. Milo's sensors detected faint signals, drones approaching the area. Tara realized immediately. The tech corporation that had been tracking Milo's SOS signal had found them. "They were closing in. We need to protect you," Tara said quickly, scanning her tools for anything that could help. Milo's circuits beeped in recognition. He understood the danger. Though repaired, he was still vulnerable, and they had no time to hide completely. Tara decided to move Milo to a safer location temporarily. She placed him in a transport case she had used for small robotic deliveries and reinforced it with spare panels and insulation. Milo watched her carefully, trusting her completely. They left the apartment quietly. The city streets were crowded, but Tara used back alleys and narrow passages to avoid attention. Milo remained silent, sensors scanning every corner. He had learned quickly that his survival depended on awareness and caution. Finally, they reached a small abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of the city. Tara had visited it before, knowing it was isolated enough for repairs and upgrades. She opened the doors and helped Milo out. The large space echoed with their movements, but it was safe. Tara set Milo down and began installing additional protective shields on his vital circuits. She also enhanced his communication system to prevent tracking. Milo watched intently, following her movements and occasionally nudging tools toward her. Tara laughed softly. "You're a fast learner, Milo. Soon you'll be ready for anything." Hours passed. Milo was stronger than ever. His legs moved fluidly. His sensors scanned perfectly, and his AI system had been repaired and upgraded. He barked softly, testing his voice module, and wagged his tail with confidence. Tara smiled, feeling a deep sense of satisfaction. Milo was no longer just a broken robot. He was whole again, but their work was not yet finished. Tara had planned one final upgrade, Milo's defense system. She installed a small protective field around his body, designed to shield him from attacks or hazards. Milo's sensors monitored the installation, and he adjusted automatically to new inputs. Within moments, he was fully aware of his improved capabilities. When the installation was complete, Milo stood in the center of the warehouse, scanning the area. He moved with precision, strength, and confidence. Tara watched him, proud and relieved. "You're ready," she said. Milo barked softly, his mechanical tail wagging like a banner of victory. That night, as they rested, Milo lay beside Tara. The warehouse was quiet, but Milo's sensors remained alert. His red light blinked softly, then turned to green, a sign that his systems were fully functional and stable. He had survived countless dangers, from neglect to imminent threats, and now he was ready for the challenges ahead. Tara patted his head gently. "You've come so far, Milo, but tomorrow we'll start training. You need to be ready for the world outside." Milo responded with a soft mechanical whine, a sound that meant he was ready to face anything with Tara by his side. In the dark warehouse, surrounded by the hum of repaired machines and the city's distant lights, Milo understood something he had never known before. Help could come in unexpected forms, and perseverance was always worth it. He had survived every closed door, every rejection, and every failure. Now with Tara's guidance, he had a new chance at life, a chance to be more than a machine. As he powered down for the night, Milo's final thought was simple but powerful. He would never stop helping, never stop trying, and never forget the one person who finally opened the door for him. The repair journey was complete, but Milo's adventure was only beginning. The city was alive with light and sound as Milo and Tara moved carefully through narrow streets. Milo's sensors scanned constantly, alert for any signs of danger. After his full repairs, he was strong, fast, and more intelligent than ever. But the tech corporation that had tracked him was still nearby. Tara knew they had little time. "We need to be careful," she whispered. "They want you, Milo, but we won't let them take you." Milo's tail twitched and he barked softly as if agreeing. They ducked into an abandoned alley, shadows covering their movements. Tara held her portable scanner, checking the city networks for any tracking signals. Milo walked beside her, ears alert and sensors scanning every corner. The corporation had drones patrolling the streets looking for the small dog who had once been ignored. Suddenly, a bright light flashed ahead. A hovering drone with scanning sensors hovered above the street. Milo growled softly, a low mechanical sound. Tara grabbed his side and whispered, "We can't run straight into them. Follow me." Milo followed closely as Tara led him through twisting alleys, ducking behind crates and parked vehicles. The drone scanned, sending out small pulses of light. Milo's sensors detected them instantly, warning him to stay hidden. He flattened himself against the wall as the drone passed, barely making a sound. After the drone moved on, Tara and Milo continued. Milo's body had recovered fully, but he had learned to be cautious. He understood the danger and moved with precision, every step calculated to avoid detection. Tara smiled slightly. "You're learning fast, Milo. I'm proud of you." Milo wagged his tail, sparks flicking softly from his joints. The two reached a quiet park on the edge of the city. Tara knew this was their best chance to plan their next move. She crouched beside Milo and tapped on her tablet. "We need to get out of the city for a while. It's not safe here. But first we need to test your abilities." Milo tilted his head, blinking green lights. Tara set up a small obstacle course in the park. Low walls, soft barriers, and small hurdles tested Milo's agility. He ran through the course, leaping over obstacles, dodging barriers, and navigating narrow paths with ease. Each movement was precise and fluid, showing that his repairs had fully restored him, and even enhanced his abilities. "That's it, Milo," Tara said. You're ready for anything. Milo barked softly, his sensors scanning the park. He noticed a movement in the distance, a group of drones approaching sent by the corporation. Tara froze. They found us, she whispered. Milo's tail stiffened. He stepped forward, alert, ready to protect Tara. The drones descended quickly, scanning the area with bright lights. Tara grabbed her tablet, trying to block their signals. Milo barked sharply, a warning signal, and the drones hesitated for a moment. Using his agility, Milo leaped over small walls and crates. Drawing the drone's attention away from Tara, he darted between shadows, his sensors tracking every movement. One drone tried to fire a small stun beam, but Milo dodged with perfect timing, his repairs making him faster than any human could follow. Tara used the distraction to her advantage. She activated a small EMP device she had modified to disable drones temporarily. The device emitted a pulse and several drones flickered and fell from the sky. Milo barked triumphantly, spinning around in a circle. "You did it, Milo," Tara cheered. Milo ran to her side, nuzzling her hand. His mechanical tail wagged, and his sensors glowed brightly. For the first time they had faced danger together, and Milo had protected her. But the corporation was not done. A larger drone, faster and stronger than the others, approached from behind a building. Milo turned, ready to face it. His sensors locked onto the target, calculating movement patterns and weak points. He leaped, dodged, and positioned himself between Tara and the drone. Tara held her breath. Milo's movements were precise, almost human-like. He used his body to shield her while nudging the drone with small, powerful impacts. The drone stumbled, struggling to adjust to Milo's unpredictable movements. Finally, with one strong leap, Milo collided with the drone, sending it spinning into a wall. Sparks flew and the drone fell motionless. Tara ran to Milo, checking his systems. "Are you okay?" she asked anxiously. Milo's sensors beeped softly. He was fine, just a few scratches on his exterior. Tara sighed in relief. "You're amazing, Milo. You really are a hero." Milo wagged his tail proudly, a small mechanical whine escaping his speaker like a laugh. The encounter had shown something important. Milo was no longer a broken, abandoned robot. He was intelligent, brave, and capable of protecting himself and others. Tara knew this was just the beginning. There would be more dangers, more challenges, but Milo was ready. They moved quickly from the park, avoiding main streets. Milo led the way, using his enhanced sensors to detect drones and other threats. Tara followed, amazed at how capable he had become. Every obstacle he overcame built her confidence in him, and in their partnership. As night fell, they reached the outskirts of the city. The lights of the towers were far behind them, and the quiet of open space surrounded them. Tara set up a temporary camp, giving Milo a chance to rest. "You were incredible today," she said, stroking his metallic head. Milo lay down beside her, tail wagging slowly, sensors flickering with a calm green light. He had learned something important. Courage was not just about strength, but about protecting those who needed it. Tara smiled, looking at the stars above. "You've proven yourself, Milo. But we still have a long journey ahead. The corporation will not give up so easily." Milo whined softly, resting his head on her lap. He understood. They would face more challenges, but they were not alone. In the quiet of the night, Milo reflected on everything he had been through. He remembered being abandoned, rejected, and ignored. He remembered the countless doors that had closed on his cry for help. And he remembered Tara, the first person to open a door, the first to see him as more than just a machine. He had survived, learned, and grown stronger. And now he was ready to face the world, not just for himself, but for Tara and anyone else who might need him. The next day, they would continue their journey, seeking safety and preparing for the challenges ahead. But tonight, Milo allowed himself a moment of pride. He had faced danger, proven his courage, and shown that even a small K9 robot could be a hero. Tara rested beside him, unaware of the long journey still to come. But she trusted Milo completely. He had earned it, and Milo, for the first time, felt truly alive. The city had once ignored him, and danger had chased him relentlessly. But now, with courage, loyalty, and the support of someone who cared, Milo had become more than a machine. He had become a protector, a companion, and a hero. The trial had ended, but the story was far from over. Milo and Tara were ready for whatever challenges awaited them. Together they would face the future, stronger, braver, and unafraid. The city streets were quieter than usual as Milo and Tara moved carefully back toward the center. The danger of the tech corporation was still real, but Milo had grown stronger and faster. He could sense threats long before they arrived, and Tara trusted him completely. Together they felt unstoppable. "Almost there, Milo," Tara whispered, glancing at the glowing skyline. "We just need to reach the safe zone. Then we can plan our next steps." Milo's sensors flickered green, a sign of confidence and readiness. He trotted beside her, his metal paws clicking softly against the pavement. As they approached a narrow alley, a familiar shadow loomed above. One of the corporation's drones hovered silently, scanning for Milo. Tara froze. Milo's tail stiffened, ears flicking. He had faced these drones before, but this one was faster and larger than the rest. Milo stepped forward, positioning himself between Tara and the drone. His circuits hummed, calculating the best path to protect her. The drone fired a small laser beam, which Milo dodged easily. He leapt and twisted, colliding with the drone's side with perfect timing. Sparks flew as the drone stumbled, and Milo landed gracefully. Tara smiled, her heart racing. "You're amazing, Milo," she exclaimed. Milo barked, spinning around to check that Tara was safe. His protective instincts were stronger than ever. But more drones appeared, fast and determined. Milo's sensors tracked them all at once, calculating movement patterns and weak points. Tara handed him a small EMP device she had modified, knowing Milo could trigger it safely. With a nod from Tara, Milo activated the device. A wave of energy pulsed outward, and several drones faltered, their lights flickering and then going out completely. "You did it, Milo. You saved us," Tara cheered. Milo barked softly, nudging her hand, sparks flying from his joints in excitement. He had not only survived, but had proven his bravery and intelligence. The encounter showed something important. Milo was more than a machine. He was a protector, a loyal companion, and a hero. Tara felt proud and grateful. Without him, they could not have escaped so easily. Milo's heart, though mechanical, seemed full of life. The next morning, Milo and Tara began their journey toward a city center, known for safety zones and community workshops for robots and AI units. Milo led the way, moving confidently and scanning for threats. Tara followed, keeping her tablet ready. Along the way, people started noticing Milo. At first, they paused, curious about the small K9 robot walking so confidently beside a human. Then they watched as he navigated obstacles, dodged small hazards, and displayed intelligence beyond ordinary machines. Children pointed, amazed at his leaps and movements. Adults whispered, impressed by his courage. One man approached cautiously. "Is that a robot?" he asked. Milo barked softly, wagging his tail, and the man smiled. "Incredible," he muttered. News spread quickly, and soon Milo was no longer ignored. The doors that had once closed on him began to open. Tara guided him to the safe zone, a large building filled with engineers, technicians, and other AI units. People welcomed Milo warmly, inspecting him and praising his abilities. Some offered upgrades, others offered training, and all offered care. For the first time, Milo felt truly seen. Tara sat beside him, smiling as he interacted with the engineers. "See, Milo, you belong here," she said softly. Milo wagged his tail, nudging her hand. His sensors glowed green, full of life and confidence. But their journey was not over. The tech corporation was still active, though its drones had been disabled. They had tried to exploit Milo's unique AI, and their agents were not far behind. Tara knew they had to be vigilant. Milo, however, was ready. His body, fully repaired and enhanced, moved with agility and precision. His intelligence allowed him to predict movements and protect those around him. He became the guardian of the safe zone, patrolling hallways, alerting staff to hazards, and ensuring that no harm came to anyone inside. One day, the corporation attempted one final move. A larger team of drones approached the building, aiming to capture Milo. Tara and the staff prepared for the worst, but Milo acted immediately. He leapt, twisted, and dodged with speed that no human could match. Using clever maneuvers and his enhanced systems, he disabled each drone, protecting everyone in the safe zone. After the last drone fell, Milo barked triumphantly. Tara hugged him tightly. "You did it, Milo. You've saved everyone and proven how brave and loyal you are." Milo's tail wagged fiercely, lights flickering in happiness. The story of Milo's courage quickly spread across the city. News channels covered the tale of the small K9 robot who had survived neglect, evaded a powerful corporation, and protected humans with intelligence and bravery. People cheered, children drew pictures of him, and engineers offered upgrades and care to ensure his safety forever. Milo had once been abandoned, broken, and ignored. Every door in the city had been closed to him, but now every door opened. He was no longer a forgotten robot. He was a hero, a companion, and a symbol of hope. Tara and Milo spent quiet moments together after the excitement. She stroked his metallic head, smiling at his glowing sensors. "You've come so far," she whispered. "From a broken lost dog to a hero of the city. I knew you could do it." Milo leaned against her, his small mechanical heart pulsing steadily. The city had learned an important lesson. Intelligence, bravery, and loyalty are not limited to humans. Machines, too, could possess these qualities. Milo had shown compassion, courage, and resilience, inspiring people to see robots as more than tools. One evening, Milo and Tara watched the sunset from the safe zone rooftop. The city glowed in the fading light, and the streets were alive with people and robots working side by side. Milo barked softly, tail wagging as if celebrating the life he had fought so hard to reclaim. "You see, Milo," Tara said, "every door that was closed. It led us to this moment. You've earned it." Milo's sensors blinked brightly, green and steady. He had survived, learned, and grown stronger, and now he belonged. In the quiet of the rooftop, Milo reflected on his journey. He had been abandoned, ignored, and nearly lost. He had faced rejection and danger, yet he never stopped trying. Each signal, each plea for help had finally reached someone who cared. Tara had opened the first door, and together they had opened many more. Now Milo had a purpose. He would protect the city, help those in need, and continue showing courage and loyalty in every situation. His journey had begun as a cry for help, but it had grown into a story of hope, bravery, and perseverance. The city had once ignored him, but now it celebrated him. The corporation had tried to exploit him, but he had triumphed. Every door that had been closed was now open, and Milo was free to live the life he had always deserved. As night fell, Milo lay beside Tara, tail wagging softly. His sensors glowed a steady green and his circuits hummed quietly. He was safe, loved, and respected. The journey had been long and hard, but it had led to a happy ending. Milo had learned something important: never give up, even when the world turns its back. Help can come when you least expect it, and courage and loyalty can change lives. Every small act of care mattered, and Milo, the once forgotten K9 robot, had become a hero who would never be ignored again. And so, under the city lights with Tara by his side, Milo sent a small signal into the night, a signal of hope, courage, and joy. It was not a cry for help this time. It was a celebration of survival, strength, and the bond between a human and her loyal K9 companion. The doors that had once been closed were now wide open. Milo's story would inspire everyone who heard it, reminding them that even in the darkest moments, kindness, courage, and perseverance could change everything. And with that, Milo rested, content and ready for whatever adventures awaited him next.